Say hi, Zoya. Hi. Hello and welcome back to another episode of ZB Monologue and another episode of me talking while Zoya finishes her soup. So let's see if we can wrap up this conversation before or just in time for the finishing of the soup. Okay? So today I'd really like to talk about how good it is to be an underdog and why I personally feel that I've always been an underdog. So let's talk about the first instance of being an underdog. I have two older sisters, both excellent in their own right, and I'm the younger one, the wash belly. So I've always been in somebody's shadow. I've always been trying to get out of the shadow. I've always been called Sasha's little sister or Shoya's little sister, and honestly I'm okay with that because of what it means, of how great they are personally. Like, I want to be in their shadow because if I'm in their shadow, I'm literally shining because of how bright their shadow is. But I've always, before I've even realized that, you know, it's an honor to actually be in their shadow, I've always felt like, you know, I need to differentiate myself. I need to not be, you know, just a little sister, right? I need to not be just a little sister. So that is one of the first instances of being but you eat it now. Being an underdog. And then so let's talk about primary school. So I went to Alpha Primary School. So okay, I don't want any more. You eat it. So I went to a primary school, not a prep school, right? No, stop. Stop. I don't want it, Mama. I don't want it. You still should force feed me? No, I don't want it, baby. So I went to a primary school and not a prep school. So so I went to a primary school and then I graduated to, you know, a high school. And the thing about it is that I was from a rural area. So I was from Mavis Bank, where Bakagad, Bakabush, right? And my speech wasn't eloquent. My writing wasn't eloquent. I had to literally get up 4:30 in the morning to get ready for school, and persons get up like 7 o'clock because they were literally closer than I was. I was known as, you know, the country girl. My father used to bring us to school in a truck because he was literally, you know, a trucker, right? A haulage contractor. He's a man of many trades, and one of the trades is a trucker. But he's a man of many trades, but he's a master of all of them. All of them. Pick up daddy anyway you did. Anyways, so I've always felt like, you know, I need to better myself. I need to prove something. I need to change how I speak. I need to, you know, get rid of the country accent. I need to actually be like some of those people who are coming from prep school, who are, you know, refined and, you know, they've got it all together. Like, literally, I wanted to be a mother and a wife. That's okay, baby. Okay. And they wanted to be like some big cardiologist, doctor, lawyer, and all of those things, right? I kept feeling like I really needed to actually, you know, I needed to go up. I needed to read more. I needed to talk more so that I can realize the mistakes that I made, so that I can correct it for the next time. I needed to put myself out there more so that I can be more vulnerable, so that I can learn, right? I needed to always continuously challenge myself. I needed to always be the one to raise my hand in class so that I can be picked on, so that I can speak, so that I can better my speaking, right? So I always felt like I needed to prove something when I was at high school. And then I proved something, right? I graduated valedictorian. I was head girl at a high school. But then you go to university. And this is another kettle of fish, yeah? So you think that you've reached, right? Your hand is dirty, mommy. Yes, baby. Okay. So it doesn't seem like Zaya really wants any more soup, to be honest. So, alright, let's get her out of this. Be right back. Okay, so we started on the top and now we're at the bottom. Okay, alright, so where were we? Yeah, go put it on the fridge. So, Zaya will do her thing while I continue to do my thing, yeah? So we're at high school. And yeah, primary school, yeah, high school, you think you reach on everything, right? And then you reach to university where it's a different kettle of fish, where you realize that you're still that little country girl, and even though you were valedictorian, so many things were stripped when you graduated from high school. So remember that you used to hide behind your uniform, so whatever, and you couldn't, well, we couldn't wear false hair, we couldn't wear makeup and everything, right? So we go to university and go for the rest, mommy. We go to university and persons are glamity glam. So you go to high school and you realize that money didn't really matter that much. The money that you had or your friend had didn't matter, but you see when that money starts show in clothes, when you're at university and you can glam up, you can wear shorts, you can wear false hair, you can wear makeup. And then me, I'm never the makeup girl. Ask me what foundation is. Alright, I know what foundation is, and eyeliner and lipstick, but that is as far as my makeup capacity goes. My makeup knowledge, literally, ask me how to apply this, I don't know. I'm not a makeup person. I'm not a makeup person. I'm not a fashion person, right? So you go and you realize how out of league you are. Yeah, you're bright like cricket. Yeah, you're bright like stadium light. But sometimes you can't really show that. Like somebody can't really see that, look at you and realize that you're bright. But somebody can look at you and realize that you're rich. And you make easier friends that way, right? And I just wasn't the rich girl. I wasn't the girl to wear makeup. I wasn't the girl to wear the best clothes. I even had, like, I literally had set a uniform for myself in university where I wear white shirts for 3 whole years. Yeah, because I just wasn't going to, you know, invest in so much clothes. It was a money saving technique, but it was also a technique to fight against the status quo, against the fact that, you know, I had to dress up, I had to, you know, conform to the status quo of being in university and hide, or being in university and can, you know, flaunt clothes and all of those things, because I knew in my heart that I just didn't have the capacity to reach where other persons were. I never had the money and I never had the means, right? And it was another way. It was another, come eat this. And it was another way as well, just to go for your shoes, go for your shoes. Go for your shoes, go. Go for your shoes. Go for your shoes, mommy. And it was another way as well, just to take my focus off of those things and actually focus on what I needed to focus on, which was school, right? So I've always felt in that sense that I was the underdog, like I couldn't roll with the cool kids or the rich kids. And then you get over that and you reach, you graduate valedictorian at university, bruv, right? But then you go into the work world and you're humbled even more because you realize that the work world is a big university. Yeah, we're not talking about clothes or all of those things anymore. Go for the shoes, baby. You see the shoes? Alright, look at it. You see the shoes? We're not talking about clothes and shoes and phones. We're talking about cars. And I have never owned a car, and I have always taken the bus. And they're like, oh, Shanti, you still don't take a bus? No, you need a car. You need a car, or you need a better phone. You need a come, other foot.
A foot.
Other foot. Come.
A foot.
A foot.
A foot.
Yeah, and I didn't have the means to buy a car, and I'm like, okay. So in that sense, you know, I was still taking the bus with persons that, and then like I'd see all of my other persons that I graduated with, my fellow graduates, and they'd be in car, and I'll be waving wagwan while, you know, under umbrella trying to sight the rain, or trying to sight from water that a taxi man would splash my way. Or I was lecturing at the university at the time, and I was taking the bus with students that I was lecturing, and you know that the level of a teacher and a student, in retrospect or whatever the status quo is, that they should not be the same, but I was literally on the same level as them, right? And I was on the same level as my students. I was struggling on the bus in the evenings. I would leave work 4:30, and a lot of persons would be like, oh, you leave work exactly at 4, why you don't stay after, why you don't socialize, right? And the thing is, I had to go take my country bus. I had to go struggling Papine to take my country bus to reach home in time, to come back in the morning, wake up early in the morning. You're waking up at 8 o'clock for work, 8:30. I'm waking up from 6:30, 6 o'clock, bro. You know, because I just didn't have the means to get the car at the time, and at the time it just wasn't feasible, right? And then the next thing that made me feel like an underdog is that, you see, when you reach the work level and the school level, of course, you're a part. Yeah, come, let us go to this party, let us go to this bar, let us go to, you know, parties, keeping, integration, or, you know, let us go have drinks after work. But firstly, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, right? No. So that is underdog territory right there. I know that being a Christian is not necessarily an underdog in the underdog sense of the word, but I say it's underdog territory because it's going against the status quo. It's going against what the majority is doing. It's going against, you know, common belief. It's not, you won't find a Christian. It's harder to find a Christian than it is to find somebody who is not, you know. And the simple fact that you are an outlier, the simple fact that you are not, maybe in a friend of 5 you are the only Christian, or maybe in a group of 20 only 2 persons are the Christian, I consider that to be an underdog position, because it's not going against, it's not the majority, it's going against the majority. So that's what I mean about underdog. But like being a Christian, I believe, is really a position of power. Trust me on that. But for this video, it's an underdog position based on the fact that it's going against the norm. So before you come around complaining me, that is what I meant. Okay? Okay. Okay, I digress. So I'm a Christian, and I don't go out for the simple fact that Oh, how am I going to reach back home at 10 o'clock when bus stop run at 9 o'clock, right? And I just felt at the time that, you know, what invitations I had to decline. But I wasn't really interested in those things anyway. But you know, you're not in the in crowd. You're not doing what the in crowd is doing. So in that sense, I was an underdog in that sense, right? But you persevere same way, right? And you get good at your work, you get the respect, you earn the respect, you're doing your thing, you're getting the job done, and you're just on fire. And then boom, migration time. Migrate come to Canada from Jamaica. So you know you were a big fish in a small pond. Now you become a small fish in a big pond. And the thing about it is, what I've realized is that the position of the underdog really humbles you. It really, really humbles you. So anyways, you think you reach, yeah? Big marketing officer and baitings. So you reach to Canada and 1, you're pregnant. 2, you don't have Canadian education. You don't have Canadian work experience. And you're at the bottom of the food chain, like you're below the bottom, like below the bottom, right? And I was watching The Rookie one night there, and the character said, I didn't know that rock bottom had a basement, because like you feel like you fall to rock bottom, and based on your struggles, you feel like, no man, something most less than rock bottom. You understand? But it's like, I'm a worse underdog. And thirdly, can I mention that one of the reasons I'm an underdog is because I'm Jamaican? So like, yeah man, persons see the resume, they see the potential, they call, they meet you, and they realize you have a different accent. Firstly, I've had so many persons call me scammer. You know, just because of the accent and it's not predisposition, it's not prerequisition, it's not prerequisite, it's the precedence. The precedence that was set by some of my fellow Jamaicans. It just made it harder to ascend, right? So I was pregnant, I was a Jamaican, maybe I was black, you never know if the race card was drawn, and didn't have Canadian experience, didn't have you know, Canadian work experience, didn't have Canadian education. So I had a whole heap of things going against me, and I was an underdog in that sense. Alright baby, so that is my progression of underdogship. If there's a word like that, underdogship. So I've always felt in that sense that I've had to do more, prove more, be more. You know, I've had to work harder, fight harder, say more, say it louder, say it with more conviction, you know. And I felt that the position of the underdog humbles you, it heightens you, and there's only one way to go but up. There's literally only one way to go but up. Because you know that you have to fight, you know that you have to do it, you know that you have to, you know you have to persevere, because the only way that you can go is up. You can't go no more. After the basement, a rock bottom, you can't go no more. And I felt like the position of the underdog really gives you a vantage point to realize where you can go, where you are now, right? It really gives you the opportunity to see that where you stand is not necessarily where you're always going to be, or where you stand is not necessarily where you're always going to be. And I've always realized that I'm better for it. I'm better because I can cheer on other underdogs. I can look to who is not an underdog and try to aspire to be in the position where they are. Learn from their mistakes, take out the traits that I don't like, try to you know, tried to incorporate it into my accent, and I've realized also that maybe I'll always be an underdog, just how life is set up, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because of what it means, because it's a position of power. The thing about the underdog is that people always cheers for the underdog, and I feel like persons always have my back. They're always cheering for me, and in that sense I can cheer for persons as well. I can cheer for the underdog, and it's really a privilege. It's really a position of power, a position of honor, because I feel like, you know, when you're on top, it's harder to maintain the top, but when you're on the bottom, it's an easier ascent, it's an easier plight, it's an easier climb. It's not necessarily something where, yes, it's exhausting, yes, you continuously have to do 50 times more than your counterparts who have a better socio-economic disposition than you, who, you know, are more eloquent than you are, who's a native and you're not, who's maybe a different skin color. You never know. But I feel like it just doesn't give you the opportunity to be lazy. It doesn't give you the opportunity to procrastinate as much, because I am a procrastinator, but not as much. It doesn't give you the opportunity to say wait for later, because you know if you wait for later it might be gone, right? It doesn't give you the opportunity to relax. You always have to work, and I feel like the more you work, the more you hone your skills, the more you get better at what you do, right? And I was talking to Brian about this, and I did like a kick-ass quote, but I just can't remember it right now. And the quote, body say Jesus peace. If I can remember, I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the description below, but I just can't remember. That's why I see. That's why my friend Mark said to write down all of the things so that I don't forget. But I'm sorry, Mark, I didn't write it down and I did forget. But I had such a powerful quote to share with you, but obviously I don't have it anymore. But I just want to say to all the underdogs out there, from a fellow underdog, here's the quote: not because you are in a lesser position means that you are less. Mic drop. Yeah, but I don't want to know say me idiot. Not because you are in a lesser position means that you are less. And I just want you to take the time to think about it. Make it settle, make it sit down, make it just rest in your heart. Because there's always going to be a position. You're always going to be in a position where you are less. You're always going to be in a position where the grass is greener on the other side. But work with what you have. Prove more, do more, be more. Because you are the underdog, and the underdog fights, you know. And I feel that that fighting position is a winning position. So yes, I feel like I've always been the underdog, but I've always been winning, and I'll continue to win because of the perspective that I have, and because of the drive, and just the position of the underdog. It dictates it. It dictates that you have to fight, you have to drive, you have to do more, you have to be more, and you have to win. And like throughout life, I've always felt that I've just always needed to prove myself. I've studied for every single test. I've approached every assignment as if it was a test. I wanted to score full marks, that I wanted to exhaust all the marks that I could score on assignments. I went overboard for every single thing that I actually did. For even this even this YouTube channel, you know, like some persons, and Instagram page, some persons get 1,000 subscribers overnight. Some persons get, you know, 10K followers overnight. And I'm here inching my way, one follower, one subscriber. You know, I've always had to work hard. Some persons have seen my accomplishments and be like, oh, she good man, she alright, she bright. You know, it just come to her. But mommy always tell me,
Mama.
Faith without work is dead. And I've always remembered the last part of it, work. Because I've always had to work. I've always had to grind. Mama, I've always had to work. Like, I can't remember a time in my life where I just relied on, you know, my talent or whatever. When I'm submitting a document, I have to proofread that baby about 5 times, make it sit down little, freshen up my eyes and go back to it before I send it out, because I don't want anybody to say, oh, because she come from country, that's why she make them errors there. Oh, because she not go prep school, she not, you know, she not grammatically correct. Oh, because of this, she's not eloquent, right? So I never wanted anybody to use what I feel is one of my deficits against me. So I've always had to work harder just to make up for it. So I've never had it easy. I've never taken the easy road. I've always taken the route of hard work. I've always taken the route of hard work because I know that based on my underdog position, I need to do more, try more, be more. Yeah, I've always worked hard. Where was it? Yeah, always worked hard. So those are my little thoughts that I'd like to share with you, and I did share it with you. So please remember to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Sometimes some things are just dropping on my spirit. Maybe they're of value, maybe they aren't. But if you want to see the things that dropping on my spirit, just press the subscribe. Just press the subscribe button. I may not cut out a part. Just press the subscribe button and let's grow together. So this is my girl. This is my Zoya, man. You want to show them your shoes? Okay, Zoya got new shoes and she don't know how to act. Let's show them your new shoes. Shoes? Shoes? You see it? She's so pleased with herself. Alright, let's put this on and let's tell them bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, 2 hands, okay. Bye. Give them a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Say underdog. Say subscribe. Alright, bye.